Hi everyone, this is Heather with Warm and Bright. To be honest with you, this is actually going to be the second time I'm recording this video today. The first time I did it, it took about 45 minutes and had absolutely no sound. So you could see me talk, you could see me do stuff, but you couldn't actually hear anything I said. So we are trying this again. I have to apologize, I have horrible lighting in my house. I am trying this with all natural light. Um, First time I did it this morning, I had my overheads on as well, and that really didn't help much either. So I'm not quite sure. But we'll try this out and see how it goes. So, whole point today, I am doing one of those fabric haul videos today. I went to a quilt retreat to visit my mother over the weekend, and not only did I buy fabric there, she actually had fabric she had brought for me. So I kind of have a whole lot of stuff to go through. Um, yeah, so this is basically all the stuff I've gotten over the past couple of days. Um, so I think I will actually do this in the reverse order this time. um, I kind of did it going from my visit forward. This time I think I'll do it from starting from today going back, just because I have a lot of stuff. Um, so first off, I have these two lovely charm packs. This is the Ruby Fleur and the Claire de Lune. Got these from Craftsy. This is their Boundless fabric line. I had ordered from them for the first time when they had a buy an item, or buy something, get a free charm pack. Well, I got my item, which happened to be this really pretty jelly roll they had on a really good price, but they forgot my charm pack. So I contacted them, and they were actually really good about responding to me within a day or so, and wound up getting these out in the mail within a week. Well, I don't know if they just goofed or if they sent an extra for an apology, but I got two. So, not complaining. For free. They're like $7 a piece. It's awesome. These are, once again, this is Ruby Fleur. There's 42 pieces, so there's duplicates. They're all like shades of scarlet and khaki. Really good quality fabric. It's actually not cheap stuff. I kind of thought they might be sending some of the cheaper ones. But this is actually really nice fabric. It has, let's see, there we go. The images are all really sharply defined. The colors are all nice and rich. So yeah, I'm like very pleased with these. And then this is the Claire de Lune in the blues. And once again, it's all khaki and these blues. And they, let's see if I can, there we go. Really good detail on the patterns. Colors are all nice and rich. So yeah, this is the Boundless fabric. You can find it on craftsy.com, and actually really do recommend it. So that's that. Now for the entertaining part. So this lovely my lovely helper here. You're fighting your mama. It's a good thing I'm gonna edit this. So my lovely helper here is laying on these two cabinets that my mother gave me. She had contacted me and said that she had two plastic storage drawer things and would I want them? I said, well, I don't really have a lot of room. For one thing, the room I was using as my craft room is very small. Add to that, my floor is currently coming apart at the seams, literally. We have laminate flooring, and whoever put it in did a really horrible job. And my floor is bowing, and the boards are now separating. And I'm kind of afraid I'm actually going to fall through it. So I'm not really in my craft room very much at the moment, which is why I'm doing this here and not in there. But meanwhile, I was telling her, you know, I don't really have much room for them. How big are they? She said, oh, they're about a foot by, you know, whatever. I said, okay, I can do that. You know, I have one of the little rolling drawer storage things. I can just set them on top. That could work. These are slightly bigger than she hinted at. They do nest together very well. But yeah, that's a lot of fabric in there. Then on top of it, she loaded these things with fabric. Well, I thought, okay, let me rewind a little bit. Her quilting group, a couple of her members have died over the past however many months, year, whatever. And their husbands have essentially come to the group and said, here, have all their stuff. And given them all their fabric and, you know, material and things like that. Well, they all went through it, and then my mom wound up with a lot of it. So she's asking, since I started sewing in May, she's like, well, what do you need? I said, well, I don't really need anything. Do any of us? But I could probably use, you know, things like black, white, cream, you know, just basic solids that I could use for essentially sashing, that kind of thing. Well, apparently since I didn't make a good enough description of what I needed, she decided to just give me a bunch of random stuff. I love my mother, but sometimes I wonder. This thing I'm playing with over here is actually one of the items I found in the drawer. It's this little guy. And they actually sewed the body. It's actually like a solid little body in here, and then they dressed it. And that's the thread for his head. But, you know, so I'm sitting here going, what am I going to do with it? Hey, Tessa. So my cat now has a new toy. The first tote I brought in, I saw it had a lot of fabric in it. I said, okay, no big deal. So I start going through it. And I find the most random stuff. There are partial quilt blocks. There are partial quilt pieces. Like, I don't know what to do with this. I can't tell if she was putting it together or cutting it apart. Because part of it looks like, you know, it was assembled correctly. But then you get to these edges and it looks like she just cut it all off. So I'm honestly not quite sure what I'm supposed to do with it. I mean, what even, I have no idea. So I keep going and I find random quilt pieces, and more random quilt pieces, and more random quilt pieces. And oh look! A whole nother quilt piece. And when I first found it, I was looking at it going, well, you know, maybe I can take some of it apart. Because, I mean, this center section here, which way am I going? That way. The center section is actually complete. It looks good. It looks fine. And then I come over here and I've got stuff all cut off again. And I come down here and I've got things going all kinds of which ways. And I just honestly cannot decide if she was cutting it up or putting it together. It's very strange. So I had this partial quilt. Well, I keep going. And there's all these little pieces in here. Some of these aren't too bad. There's some bigger chunks. Some of them are actually kind of pretty. I actually like that one. Kind of it's roses and a paisley, but it kind of looks Christmassy. I may do something with it for that. You know, just kind of big pieces of browns and greens, and you know, just random bits and pieces, really. I mean, there's just all sizes and colors, and some are big, some are little, some are triangles. I mean, it's just randomness. Oh, this was in one of the little drawer units too. A whole stack of these little plastic frames you use for like cross stitch and embroidery. So not quite sure what I'm going to do with those, but I can think of something. Actually, it'd probably be cute to do like a little patchwork maybe, or like a do like a little foundation paper piecing and put it in there. Just thought of that. Might be a neat idea. And I'm going along and I'm going along, and I find this stuff, and you can't see it, but there's like some embossed like lines going through it, or they wove it differently in lines. And I'm looking at these pieces, and they're kind of oddly shaped, and some of them are hemmed, and I'm going, what in the world? And I keep finding all these pieces of this stuff. And there's another one that's hemmed, and it's round. And then I get to this one really big piece, and I'm looking at it. I think somebody cut up a nightgown, or like one of those thin house coats or something. I'm not quite sure, but this is not quilting cotton. This is like apparel. And then there's all of this, which is like this pale pink, and it's odd shapes, and it feels weird. It kind of feels like that, I guess. It kind of like handkerchief cotton, maybe. So I'm thinking it's apparel cotton too, or apparel. Yeah, I don't know. I have no clue. And there's white version, and there's, I think this is maybe muslin. I'm not sure on that. Yeah, whole bunches of this stuff. And it doesn't feel like regular quilting cotton, so I'm pretty sure it's the apparel stuff. And then there was this piece. What do they call it? Seersucker, maybe? I don't know. I don't think so. But yeah, this is apparel too. So I'm sure I could use it if I wanted to, but it's kind of odd. So I don't think so. I have all these little pieces falling everywhere. And there's some more big stuff. And, you know, not all of it's bad. It's just there's a bunch of really odd little pieces. But at the same time, there's like, I'm pretty sure these are 2.5-inch white on white squares. You know, I kind of need those for some of the patterns I'm wanting to do. Some of these are actually nice sized pieces, decent colors. Some of them are kind of iffy, but you know, it's not that bad. I think that's brown. It's hard to tell in this lighting. All of it needs a serious rundown with a lint brush though. But I've actually got some decent colors in there, decent sized pieces, so some of this I may actually keep. Some of it I may either be giving back or making like scrap bags to sell, try to sell. But yeah, I did actually get some cream. And I still can't figure out what color this is. Yellow, green, a little bit of both. Kind of odd. Let's see. Yeah. Then there was the collection of strips. All colors, all sizes. Some are usable, some really aren't. I mean, it's just random. So I get to go through all of this stuff and, you know, figure out what's actually worth trying to use and what I just need to send to her to give to some local people that make craft bags, or craft bags. They make dog beds out of fabric scraps to give to the Humane Society or animal shelters. So, you know, great cause. Animals, you know, in a bad situation, get a little bit of comfort, and we get rid of our scraps without having to send them to the landfill. So, you know, it works out. Um, there's some more of that weird tissue type fabric. And then there's the triangles. There's a whole series of triangles I kept finding and pre-cut squares. And I mean, just all over. I really don't know. So some of this I may keep because I mean they're decent squares. Some yellow polka dot triangles. I may actually bag up all these triangles and partial triangles once again into a scrap bag and just sell them because I mean there's a whole ton of them. And they're just, this stuff just keeps going. I mean, like I said, partial triangles, but you could get, you know, some others out of there, just depending on how you cut it, what size you needed. So, you know, and some of these are like little 2-3 inch pieces. Some of them are long strips. There's more triangles. I mean, some of this was like fussy cut. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. Yeah, there's a little partridge or something. Just really random fabric. And there's a nice big piece of navy. So that was the first drawer, basically. The second drawer had this giant piece of pink. Quite honestly, it reminds me of a sheet. I mean, like the cheap cotton sheet. So I don't know, but it's a very large piece of pink. Maybe it'll become a picnic blanket or something, a go to the beach blanket. Little piece of blue. And I mean, they're actually nice sized pieces. I think that's more of that apparel fabric. There was actually some really nice Halloween fabric in there, though. I've got orange cats on black and black cats on orange and little Halloween stripe and some ghosts on pumpkins in black and some ghosts on pumpkins in orange. So I can make a cute little Halloween something out of that. Got some geese. This looks like somebody's curtains, kitchen curtains, but and some more kind of dated looking fabric. I swear some of this I have seen in people's kitchen curtains, but see, like I said, just like little tiny bits and pieces. Let's see, more pink sheet. And then a giant piece of upholstery fabric. I've got no clue what I'm supposed to do with this. I mean, it's a yard and a half, at least. I mean, what am I supposed to do with this? I don't know. Whatever. We'll figure out something, I guess. And I think this is muslin. I don't know. But it's some kind of natural type fabric, I think. It looks like it has like the cotton pieces in it. I'm not sure. So, and then if you'd like templates to make a bonnet, I have templates for bonnet. I've got no clue. What in the world? Bonnet back and bonnet flare. Yeah. Drawstring goes here. I mean, I don't even know. And that's apparently the brim for it. I've got no clue. I have template for bonnet. And then I have this giant piece of like kind of a mauve pinkish color with polka dots. So I have all of this. And this is all random fabric my mother gave me. Actually, that's not all the random fabric my mother gave me. So she also gave me this brown bag. I looked inside and it had fabric in it, and I saw a couple colors, and I went, okay, that's fine. Took it home, started pulling it out. I kept pulling and pulling and pulling. I have 7 yards at least of this fabric, which is beautiful fabric. I love the color. But I make little things. What am I going to do with 7 yards of fabric? Oh my gosh. And then there was this one, which I think is about 5 yards. And I mean, it's pretty enough, but once again, little things. I make little pyramid bags and little tote bags. What am I going to do with 7 yards and 5 yard piece of fabric? But I guess if I make something big, I'll have fabric for it. I don't know. Got a little piece of batting. Low loft. Looks kind of like the Mormon Natural I use for my coasters, so guess I'll use it for that. I prefer using fusible in my bags and things. That way I don't have to worry about quilting things down. And then I have other stuff that I got from her. This I kind of picked out myself, so if I don't like it, it's my own fault. Somebody gave her a bag of their scraps to give to the people that do the dog beds. So she brought a bag of them and had me go through them. There was this like 2.5 yard piece of denim canvas. I'm not quite sure. It's kind of this pale lavender color with these little white pico dots on it. It's not very wide. It's maybe a foot wide. I have no idea what I'm going to do with it. Maybe make like a little money apron to use at when I work flea market or something like that. Maybe use it to make reusable grocery totes. I've got no clue. Um, let's see, what else? Oh yeah. So speaking of the money totes, I actually forgot. Part of the stuff in the random bin was this piece of canvas, or a couple pieces of canvas. And they're about a foot, I guess, foot by a foot. They're not bad. And there's a couple of them. So I was looking at it, and it's like, well, I've been looking at making an apron to use to carry my cash and stuff if I work flea market or fair or whatever. That might be a good thing to use to make it. Had 2 pieces of this strip, so I can actually clean that up and use it as the tie for it, so that'll work. And then there's this really funky, there we go, this really funky cut piece. I have no idea. My cat's tripping out. I don't know. Maybe I can use it for pockets on it. I'll figure it out. I'll figure something out. So yeah, I did have that. And this was actually more of that stuff in the drawer. These were some of the bigger pieces in some mostly non-offending colors for me. And let's see. So yeah, back to the scrap bag. Yet more quilt pieces. And back to the scrap drawer, I have all of these quilt blocks. I actually liked this one. I may use it as a center for something, build out around it. These were just kind of pretty colors. I actually have 4 of these. So probably what I'll do is put them together and make like pinwheel type thing. And once again use it as the center of something. Had 2 of these. I mean, just random quilt blocks. It's just really strange. So I'm looking at kind of using them. The lighting's kind of weird. This is actually like a lavender color, or a periwinkle maybe. And they're just in all kinds of sizes. And then I have tubes. I think they were going for doing the scrappy 4-patch thing, because I know you do sew them and then split them and then sew them side by side, I think is how it works. But I have a whole collection of those. But I actually like some of the fabrics on them, so what I may do is actually just seam rip them all apart and keep them. And then that partial quilt, there's the blocks for it. all different colors. I've got points, I've got end pieces. I've got no clue. Some of them actually have enough to make a full pentagon, hexagon, whatever it is. Not a hexagon. It would probably be a pentagon. So I actually have enough to make a full block anyway. So I may wind up doing that and then once again just building out around it into something. I don't know. But the person that threw these scraps away, we're moving back to the scrap bag now. They're actually like decent sized pieces. I've got good sized like 5-inch squares and rectangles. And when I make my pyramid bags, it's only a 5x10 piece of fabric. So I'm looking at these going, I think I can use these. So there's all kinds of colors and patterns. I mean, it's just different sizes. I had gone through them and kind of separated them out into like 3 to 4, 4 to 5, and then bigger than 5. So, you know, but some of these are actually like really big pieces. And I loved this. I'd actually just looked at this fabric a couple days before. This great Asian fabric has the gold embellishment on it. And this is one of those two pieces. I have no idea. I'm going to seam rip it apart. I don't know what I'll do with it since it's, you know, long strips. But I don't know. Maybe I can fussy cut something out of it. And then there was this stuff, which actually all coordinated. This green and brown. So I'll probably try to make something out of that. And then these cute little Christmas kitties. I liked those. And then there were frogs. And I thought this one was pretty. It actually reminded me of something, or maybe I've just seen it before and liked it. And some pretty stars. So just, you know, basic stuff that I could probably use to make some of my littler things or use as part of a patchwork piece. But I can't believe she was getting rid of all this stuff. Because here's the next size up. These are like giant pieces. This one I actually grabbed simply for the fact that it's already got fusible on it, fusible fleece. So I can use it for one of my bags and save a step. It's actually not that bad. Kind of this nice spring color. Another piece of that swirly orange, but in a nice big piece. Some American eagles and flags. More frogs. There are a couple big pieces of them. So lots of randomness, but these actually weren't that bad. And like I said, since I picked these out myself, I have nobody to blame but myself if I don't like them. Well, while at the quilt show, or the quilt retreat, they actually have tables set up with things to sell. Leftover fabrics people have from their projects, old sewing, or you know, whatever, tools, patterns, fabric, you name it, it was there. Well, they had a stuff-a-bag, which is awesome because you have no idea how much stuff I can cram into a quart-size bag. Let's see if I can find all of it. Yeah, that looks like it. So all of that was in a 1 quart-size bag. These two actually really liked. The colors go together great. Once again, camera's not showing up great color. This is actually like a really dusky blue that matches the dusky blue in the stars. So I really like this combination. I'm definitely doing something with it. Not quite sure what yet, but we'll figure it out. Then I have this just kind of bright, funky colors. Some fruit bowl stuff. I really like this. I have no clue what I'm going to do with it, but it's so pretty. All shiny gold metallic. And more shiny gold metallic. In case y'all can't sense there's, you know, a running theme. Some nice big pieces of green. There's like 3 or 4 of them. Just good sized pieces. Some stars. Some music instruments with shiny. Some music notes. I actually have a paper piecing pattern that's a feather or maybe a quill, and I wanted to get some fabric with words on it, but I figured music notes would work. That way it would look like, you know, a quill. So I have that now with this gold with shiny gold cross hatching, more instruments, and some of this stuff. Oops, there we go. So that was all in my stuff-a-bag. Then they had fabric by the yard, or fabric by the pound, which I did. And this is all 3 of these are from the Pumpkin Pie line by Laundry Basket Quilts for Moda. They had the piece that matched these blue feather or flower leaves, flowers, whatever they are. So they had the matching piece for them. They didn't have the matching piece for the pink, but I'm pretty sure I can find something easily enough to match that. So I'm looking forward to using this because I really like the colors in these. Then I actually grabbed this for my mom. It looked like something she'd probably like, but she told me to go put it back. So I liked it, so I got it. And it's like a yard of fabric, but it's like this dark eggplant color with these little roses. I thought it was pretty. And then for a real girly girl, don't ask me why I like this because I generally don't go for pink, but I thought it'd be pretty for something. It's just pink with these little pastel flowers. Guess I'll turn it right side up. And then I had this like water spot purple. And this one I thought was really neat. It's like a dark brown. And it has these, I guess it's like a crackle pattern, but it winds up looking like little stained glass windows to me. So there's these little stained glass flowers. I thought that was really cute. And once again, there's a good sized piece of it too. Yeah, probably about a yard, just over. So I get to find something to do with that. And more shiny. I don't know if you can kind of pick up on the circle pattern in there, but it's a couple different shades of brown and the shiny metallic. And then this one is just kind of a marble pattern with the shiny. on top of the fabric that she gave me, my mom also gave me this. So I have a 46.5 piece of batting. 46.5 inch. I got no clue what I'm gonna do with it. That feels really weird too. Definitely not as nice as the one I usually use. But it's free and it goes inside the quilt, so who cares? I guess I'll use it for like a wall hanging or something. Hi, Tasha. Okay, y'all have to take a field trip for this. Somebody found a new bed. I have such good little helpers. I turned around and there was a kitty in the box. Alright, so let's see. Oh, in my stuff a bag. I think I buried some stuff. So I had found these cute pastel pieces of flannel. They're all pink edged, 10-inch squares. Probably came from a charm pad or layer cake. Well, I got them home, started going through them, found out 6 of them have applique flowers on them. Not all the colors I particularly like. I would have kind of kept more with the theme of the fabric than random, but whatever. I'll probably sew them together and make a little baby quilt, put a border around them. I've never actually used flannel, so that'll be an experiment. And I'm probably going to have to stitch down around the edges of these applique pieces, because I know one of them at least is actually peeling up a lot, so I've got to get that fixed. But I figure they're 10 inches a piece, 6 of them, that's 3 by 3, 30 by 30, you know, that's not too bad, with a border. And then in my pound of fabric, I found this whole stack of fat quarters that all coordinated. Isn't that pretty? Now, keep in mind, I'm not usually one for paisleys, but I've actually found some really pretty ones recently. Dots. And this stuff all coordinates together. There's 8 of them, I think. Now, the tote bags I make from the Back Quarter book, well, Back Quarter Totes, I think is the name of the book, they only take 6 back quarters. So I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do, but we'll see. It was hard to pass up. They're really pretty. So, after visiting the quilt retreat, we went to a local quilt shop that had just opened up in Stark, Florida, called Stitch in Time. They've only been open like 5 months maybe. They didn't have a lot of stock, but guy was super nice. If you're in the area, I definitely recommend you go check him out. He had some really, like I said, he didn't have a lot, but what he had was really nice. Like good quality fabric. It wasn't the cheap stuff. And he hand quilts everything. All of his projects, like his big, yeah, he hand quilts everything. It's crazy. There we go. So I asked him to cut an extra panel to the bottom of the blue because I was thinking about using the blue as a border and actually using there we go, using like the 4 as a panel on something with the blue actually around them. Didn't think about seam allowance on it, so that's not going to work because it's cut in half on top and it's to the bottom on the bottom one, but once again with seam allowance it's going to lose it, so that kind of didn't work out as I was planning. But what I'm probably going to do is just cut out these individual little blocks, stash them together, probably with this coordinating fabric I got. Really pretty green, and I actually picked up a yard of it. But, you know, stash the individual blocks together, same concept. I might, you know, see if I can save some of this blue and use it as like an accent maybe. But I got those, and because I need yet more fat quarters, I got these, which is more brown and rose, because apparently I'm really going for this combination recently. I just thought those were really pretty together. So I'll have to figure out something to do with those. And then I found this pretty kind of blue teal combination. So let's see. My other one I got from the retreat. So, like I was saying, people were selling like their leftovers, I guess. And somebody didn't know how to count when they labeled this because they had 5 1-yard pieces and 1 2-yard piece. It was 5 half-yard pieces and 1 1-yard. But it was $10 for 4.5 yards of Robert Kaufman fabric, which is usually $10 a yard. So I wasn't complaining. And it's all really pretty. There's this kind of jacquard looking gold dot on gold. Give you a bigger look. And I'm calling it scales because I don't know what else you would call it. But it's like teal and purple and blue. And then there's the red version with red and green and yellow. And of course shiny stuff, because I gotta have shiny stuff. And there's a red jacquard flower. I don't know if you'll actually be able to see the rose print in there or not. The way, there we go. See, you can just kind of see the floral on there. And then there's this piece, which I kind of have to open up so you can see the full pattern. Really pretty. Nice, like, kind of gradient blue and purple. Really pretty. I like that. Have no idea how I'd use it. But then I actually have no idea how I'm going to use any of this set, because this isn't even all. Then there's like, this is the 1-yard piece. And it's all these pretty peacock feathers. So yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do with this. Maybe make it a bag, maybe make it a wall hanging. I don't know. But it's so pretty. And like I said, $10 for 4.5 yards. I mean, it was an amazing deal for, you know, what they had initially printed. That was like unreal. But 4.5 yards for $10, and that's a steal too. So, like I said, no complaints on that one. But yeah, so as I said, lots of fabric, lots of sorting to be done. I have no clue what I'm going to do with some of this. I may bag it up and send it back to my mom. Let her figure it out. but lots of projects in my future apparently. Um, I've just got to figure out what they are. But I'm actually going to be doing an unboxing video later in the week, maybe next week. Depends on when my orders get here. Uh, but I did, um, let me rewind. Missouri Star Quilt Company and the Fat Quarter Shop both have flash sales every day, or daily deals, whatever they want to call them. And sometimes you get these amazing prices on things. Well, Missouri Star had a rotary blade and a 2.5 by 8-inch ruler for like $7, $6, $7. Usually the blade by itself is more than that. I think it was like a $20 value. So I went ahead and got it, but shipping's $5. I kind of needed to make it worth it. So I went poking around and they have mystery packs. It depends on availability, so you can't always get them, but I like mystery things. Like with my mystery charm packs I like that kind of thing. I like getting surprises. And, you know, they carry good fabric. It's going to be a good surprise. And if I don't necessarily like the pattern, well, I can, as I said when I was making the 30s charm purses, I don't have to like it. The person I'm selling it to has to like it. So that's kind of how I'm looking at it. But they have, Missouri Star has mystery jelly rolls, layer cakes, charm packs, fat quarters, batik charm packs, batik fat quarters. They have like an RJR fat quarter collection, I think. And they have scrap bags. And I think there may be some more in there too. Like I said, they're not always available. I did get one of their scrap bags before, back when I was first starting in this adventure. And I actually got some really nice fabric from it. Like one piece was like half yarn, and one was like a third to a half, maybe a quarter to a third, I don't know. But, you know, nice sizable pieces and really pretty fabric, so I was definitely happy with it. And I got one of their mystery charm packs before, and it was actually, I think it was actually one I had been looking at. No, I got one I was looking at that was on a really good buy. And then got the mystery pack, and it was actually really pretty, and I actually have a plan for a pattern to use it in. So, you know I like their mystery stuff, so I went ahead and got a mystery pack. I think I got mystery batik charms. Well, Fat Quarter Shop the other day had a charm pack of that grunge fabric for the spring 2017 collection, I think it was. It was actually really pretty. 99 cents. 99 cents for an entire charm pack. 42 pieces. Not even like a partial charm pack, a whole charm pack. I could not pass this up. So, once again, shipping is $5. I'm not going to spend $5 on a 99-cent item. So, I had to buy something else. Well, they have mystery packs too. And they have layer cakes, jelly rolls, charm packs, I think mini charms, and I think fat quarters. But Fat Quarter Shop does something called jelly bars, which are essentially half layer cakes. They are 5 by 10-inch strips, which conveniently enough is also the size I use to make my pyramid bags. So I figured if nothing else, I can use them for that. But I went ahead and got the mystery jelly bars, not to mention they were also like one of the cheapest to get. I think it was like $10, something like that, for half a layer cake. I don't know. So I have the two of them coming in probably into this week, beginning of next week. So I figure I'll do an unboxing video then because yay, mysteries. And I can share the love and show off some of their products. Um, they should all be really good fabrics because they sell like Moda and Moda, RJR, Cotton and Steel, Robert Kaufman, Julie Beyer. You know, they sell those kind of fabrics. So if you're going to sell good fabrics, chances are you're going to get good fabrics in the mail, whether they're mystery or not. So I'm actually looking forward to that. Other than that, and my giant fabric haul here I get to sort through. Oh, did you finally decide to come out? I am going to try to do some videos of me working on some of my projects, I guess. The problem I've had before with trying to do any videos of me working on my sewing projects, I don't have a good place to set up my camera to actually film me trying to sew. I've done videos for Twitch of me cutting out my fabric, but that's about the closest I've gotten because I have my sewing machine on a plastic fold-out table, and like I said, my floor is uneven, so you know, things really shake. So trying to film that is not going to work very well when the camera's shaking. But I've also started taking up some paper crafting because I need yet another money suck. But I have started taking up paper crafting, so I can probably do some of those crafts at least for you. So far, I haven't done anything too involved, so they're not really much to show off, but it may be something coming here in the future, just to give you an idea of some of the new products I have. Other than that, come visit me on my blog. It's Warm and Bright at WordPress, I believe. I'll have the link down below. You can send me a message there. You can see what I've been working on. You can check out my Etsy shop. Once again, there will be a link somewhere. So yeah, come visit me, say hi. You know, if you have any questions, let me know. I'm always open to any questions you have. If you have a special request for an order, by all means, contact me. We can see what we can work out. So until next time, take care.